What did he say?
I'd rather not say.
Among the variety of otherwise fantastic episodes in Season 4 of My Little Pony, unfortunately, there isn't much to talk about when it comes to It Ain't Easy Being Breezies. While of course the very nature of enjoying an episode is a subjective experience, it's clear to see that from an objective standpoint, nothing in this episode really stands out. At least not in a positive way. The thing that does make it special is kind of a make or break situation. Which honestly is a real shame, because I find that the message or moral presented within the conflict is actually an incredibly important lesson to teach. That often coddling or staying in your comfort zone can do a lot more harm than good. So let's take a look at what I remember to be the worst of the Rainbow Keys episodes.
It was just an accident. I'm working on a B-type dance and was hoping you could help me. Does this bring to mind any images for you? Perhaps a bee?
The episode begins right outside of Ponyville as Fluttershy gives a fairly large exposition dump about the migration of the Breezies, which are magical creatures that are about the size of insects.
You can do it, Breezies! Perfect!
After the opening plays, we get even more exposition on the Breezies. However, now we're actually in Ponyville for the migration, as the Pegasi are creating gentle winds in order to carry the Breezies along a consistent stream. We also see as Fluttershy consistently reiterates to several ponies that the Breezies are incredibly sensitive, even telling Rarity that her dress might be too shiny, as it could be a hazard for them.
Ooh, there's too much purple on this, isn't there? I knew it! But Twilight refused to admit it.
Obviously, with all this setup, you know something is going to go wrong. Will Rainbow Dash create too fast of a stream and knock them off their course? Will Pinkie Pie explode due to excitement and scare them? Or will Fluttershy do something completely uncharacteristic? Actually, what ends up happening is Spike, being the short king he is, climbs up onto a tree and knocks off a leaf from a branch, causing it to fall into the wind stream, knocking a few Breezies off their flight path. They all scramble around in the air for a little bit before Fluttershy is able to catch all of them. Well, it's more like they catch on to her. This is where we meet Seabreeze, the self-acting leader of this group of Breezies. At this point, we're a third of the way through the episode, and while I personally can just enjoy watching the ponies hang around, you might have noticed that not much has really even happened. Rainbow Dash asks Fluttershy if she should start up another wind stream to get them on their way home, but the Breezies, apart from Seabreeze, all want to take refuge first at Fluttershy's home, which she is more than happy to accept, believing they might be exhausted or injured.
Just give me the word when you think they're ready.
Talk about a snooze fest. I find myself trying to get through this synopsis as quickly as possible, so I can just skip to some form of analysis. Not only are the Breezies generally unlikable for being a bunch of babies, but the character we're supposed to be rooting for is too annoying and weird for me to take their side. Anyway, Applejack and Twilight come to visit Fluttershy to see if the Breezies are ready, to which they protest leaving Fluttershy's home. Also, the Breezies are on a time crunch, as the portal to their home is closing and they need to get there before it closes. It continues as this back and forth between the Breezies manipulating Fluttershy to stay, Seabreeze getting angry, Fluttershy trying to convince the Breezies to leave, them acting out, until eventually Seabreeze has had enough and decides to go out on his own.
Oh, there's no way he can handle being out there on his own.
So Fluttershy goes out in an attempt to rescue Seabreeze. They make a quick Doctor Who reference, and we actually get to see some cool environmental hazard set pieces, with Seabreeze having to make his way, which is arguably the most interesting part of the episode. He ends up surrounded by a bunch of angry bees as Fluttershy comes to save him. She tries being nice to the bees, but they refuse to listen. It isn't until Fluttershy is stern with them that they actually listen to her, foreshadowing the big revelation.
It's hard for them to hear you when you're shouting and being mean.
But what about those bees?
But they had to go, and they wouldn't listen to me any other way. We need to go.
Fluttershy politely but as straightforward as possible tells the Breezies that they have to leave, and that she now realizes she wasn't actually helping them at all by being nice.
But the truth of the matter is that I must be firm. You must go, now!
Now I find this actually to be the best scene in the episode. First of all, because we can see that this was actually very difficult for Fluttershy to do, almost like she herself overcame a challenge. But also because oftentimes within these Fluttershy episodes, they like to have her be straight up mean sometimes, just to prove a point. Yet here she isn't being mean at all. She's just being honest, even though it's uncomfortable for all parties. Which is why it's such a bummer that this episode is so mid. This lesson is an extremely valuable one, about knowing when to get out of your comfort zone or realize when you're enabling someone's bad behaviors and how to act accordingly. Unfortunately, however, that's about where the positives end for this episode.
I've been studying an old spellbook from the Castle of the Two Sisters. There's a spell that I think could help us.
No. Wait.
So Twilight uses a spell that ends up turning all the ponies into Breezies, and I think it's time we finally talk about the elephant in the room. Obviously, I've been looking at the Breezies for long periods of time now in order to make this video, so their design is pretty indifferent to me at this point. But wow, are these things ugly. Yeah, I really don't like the Breezies, and I really don't like the main 6 Breezies designs either. Like, why are they so ugly? Sometimes small thing doesn't always automatically equal cute.
Holy mini-sized paradise! This is simply beautiful.
Is it though? I love organic-based designs and homes made out of mushrooms as much as the next person, but I don't know. I mean, I know what they were going for, I just feel like it wasn't executed to its fullest potential. I suppose it's fine, however. It's not like this episode was emphasized of importance enough that it correlates to an overarching narrative in a series of disembodied episodes. The Breezies say one last goodbye to Fluttershy as Seabreeze gives her a flower to remember them by. Couldn't have just given her something that wouldn't have just withered away in like a week, huh, Seabreeze?
So, I've always kind of wondered what it would be like to be a griffin.
Not a chance.
So that was It Ain't Easy Being Breezies. Not the best episode of MLP, but also not the worst. I appreciate them for trying new things, and it's always interesting to learn about new creatures in the world of Equestria. But the Breezies are just so ugly and so unlikable that the episode feels like such a waste of potential. Not to mention the outstanding friendship lesson they do manage to execute, which feels wasted on an episode that seems like it was really just made to push merchandise. There are ways of doing it. But let me know what you think, and whether or not if you like this episode. Do you not mind the Breezies, or perhaps even like them? Let me know in the comments below. I plan on covering every Rainbow Key episode, with previously covering Rarity Takes Manehattan, so stick around if you want to see the remaining 4. As always, thank you for watching, and take care.